So I'm Bernard Mumford, owner of Mumford Restoration, and we're here talking about a beautiful landscape painting that's by Paul Weber. So we are estimating 1850s or 1870s. There are other Paul Webers that are similar, but this one does not have any distinction. There is one hanging in the National Gallery. So today we're talking about, well, what needs to be done? And obviously it needs to be disassembled from the frame. And the frame first will need some recasting. So we'll need to recast some of the chips that are in the guild, and we will try to remove some of the older repairs that have been made. And then we will be cleaning the guild, as we say, a tedious and slow cleaning to get as much of the dirt and age off. And then we'll be trying to treat it with non-acidic so that the guild can slow the entropy, as we say, to slow down the entropy of the guild. Then next would be obviously the cleaning of the painting. We usually take the corner that's hidden and we do a test cleaning, and that's with a Q-tip, and we start with the least severe product and we try to get a test, and we say, hey, we can get some of the age, some of the nicotine off, and then we proceed with the one that works best. So we'll be cleaning the entire painting. We have a little bit of in-painting to do. There are no actual tears through the canvas, so we're grateful that we don't have any patching to do behind, but we have some in-painting to produce here. And then once the in-painting is done and everything is dry and we feel like that we are 100% as clean as we can get it, then we will be producing a new conservation varnish. And it will be brushed on with varnish, and it will help the clarity so you can see the distinctions of the mountains better, particularly after the cleaning, but also from the varnishing produces a magical result. And so we hope that this will be something we're all excited about when it's done.
How long will it last?
Oh, how long will it last? So the slowing of the entropy is the key word here. In other words, the frame is exceptionally good. The painting itself, you should have another 100 years at least. And the most important factor in that is to keep it temperature controlled. Okay. And then to every 10 years or so to do a maintenance cleaning, and possibly varnishing every 25 or 30 years. Sometimes that helps too. So I hope that answers your question, that we're looking to preserve, right? We're in the business of preservation and conservation.
So when you put the varnish on, does it make it look like it did when it was first painted by him?
Exactly. That's a great point. Excellent question. Because what happens is the molecular breakdown of the varnish. So what we have is a really good high quality oil painting onto an excellent canvas where it gessoed it first. So you've got these beautiful layers, the canvas and the gesso and the prep for him to paint it. Mm-hmm. So you have a very stable painting, but sometimes the molecular breakdown is on the very outside surface, which can be in the varnish. And so that's a great question. The varnish can make a real difference to bring some clarity and also help to preserve and stabilize the oil and the gesso.
Thank you.
Great.
Sure. So, consider the fact, and I didn't touch on this in the video, but one of the things that we often consider was how many smokers were in the place where it was first put, and how many cigar smokers. Was it in the guy's billiard room, in the 1850s when it was built, and the nicotine has landed? Because you can see some of the yellowing here, and to tell you an example is that we had a very dark painting, and we were cleaning the dark painting, and we realized there was a gentleman on a horse in the background that nobody even knew was there because of how much nicotine and how much dirt was in the painting. The family was astounded that nobody had ever known that there was another figure in the background. So this could be nicotine, or it could be that it was not subjected to people smoking, and it's just the age.
It was given in 1926 to John Graham by Kate Arrington, and it hung in a high school, hung in a school, so
Okay.
there was no smoking
That's
from
right.
1926.
There you go. No smoking.
No card playing,
That's
no
good.
smoking.
And no 8 inches from each
Yeah,
other, right?
but
No,
50
no
years
closer than
prior
8
to that, we
inches.
don't know where she
Yeah.
purchased it from.
So
We
the
haven't-
nicotine removal can be, just as Jeff was pointing out, a very considerable change in the blue and the clouds.
Mhm.
You know, in the sky and the clouds. Now, you know, I don't get your hopes up too high because sometimes it changes by 20% and not more than that. You know what I mean? And so we want to keep our expectations in the right level. But it is a beautiful painting. Any other? I mean, these are great questions. Any
Miss
other?
Weldon, do you have a question?
This, do you see these vertical runs look beautiful? And inside here where it doesn't catch the dirt, see how beautiful. I hope that we can improve this base piece.
Right.
Very nice.
Exciting.
When you recast the details of the frame, what type of material
A great
is
question.
normally used?
That's a great question. So we use a modeling clay. So what happens is that you take the form that you're looking for and you model one of the ones that's there. So thank goodness that you have examples of everything.
Right.
So you take say this leaf, for example, and we use the modeling clay, and we might model about 2 square inches of it, and then we use that, and we use actually either an auto body epoxy or a auto body filler, because it's incredibly stable. You know what they use to repair metals with, and so when that is casted, we fill that cast with that auto body filler, which is a catalyzed product. And as that catalyst dries, it hardens really stiffly, and then we use gesso again to fill the pores of that auto body filler. And when that gesso fills up the pores, then we put a primer, and then the sizing, and then the gild. So that gives you kind of a description. It's and gesso is so thin that sometimes it takes 5-10 applications of gesso to get that smoothness where we're looking similar to the smoothness of the gild we have.
I do have a personal question. How
Yes.
long have you been doing this type of?
This is my 39th year, so
Wow.
since I was 21. So
Okay.
it's been and I'm only as good as my team. So I won't be personally doing all of the work, but my team, we have one of our art restorers that's
And
been
what got
working
you
with me for
interested in? What
25
got you
years.
interested in doing?
Well, it was connecting with the people who really are the craftsmen and learning and understanding. And so, as I was saying, one of our team is 25 years. Her and I have been working together. I'm so grateful for her because she's really the one that ends up being able to produce the real results, and then I get the credit. So I must mention her.
It's all about who you know.
It is, and so I'm grateful for her. So
That's
yes,
great.
I'm intrigued over old things. I've always loved restoring and repairing, and now we're a team of 15, and we have a lot of different and unique jobs in the shop, from a popcorn machine to 7 or 8 grand pianos to many pieces of art. So it makes it
In the
fun.
one school, you know, the elementary, was it Aberdeen?
Yeah,
Elementary
Aberdeen sign. That's
or
right.
something?
Yeah, we
They
got
had
a school
that
sign.
They asked us to redo for.
Yeah, so it's made from plywood. It was made in the 40s. It has a metal edge banding, and then it has a plywood, and we'll be redoing the whole sign.
Great.
And then we just did in Washington D.C. a basketball scoreboard from 1939.
Oh,
And
wow.
so it was big electrical, huge wires, and and so we restored that and put the lighting back in and repowder coated it, and so it makes it fun, the variety.
Mhm.
Mhm.